The NCAA Board of Governors is making it clear that they are supportive of transgender athletes and plan to take them into consideration when choosing where to host their championships. Here to talk about this is Travis County GOP Executive Director Brian Ruddle and Jessica Shorthall from Texas Competes. Now, the NCAA Board of Governors stated yesterday that they firmly support the opportunity for transgender student athletes to compete in college sports. The board said that only locations where hosts can commit to providing an environment that is safe, healthy, and free of discrimination will be considered when determining where NCAA championships can be conducted. Brian, do you agree that the NCAA should take this position on transgender athletes?
Well, number one, I think that we need a little bit more clarity. In their statement, they really talk about the fairness in competition. Now, in certain circumstances, the secondary sex characteristics that, a male or a female might have would be a competitive advantage that is, I think well outside of just, natural distribution of athletic talents. Having an individual male, transgender male competing in a women's basketball league could be, an extraordinary benefit that would be unfair to all of the other women who have participated. Well, there are a lot more clarity that we need to see out of the NCAA as far as, making sure that they understand exactly what fairness and competition really means when they're doing this evaluation.
Jessica, what do you make of Brian's argument there?
Well, I wonder where this is coming from suddenly, because the NCAA has for years achieved inclusion and fair play with no problems. The Olympics has had an inclusive policy for 17 years. By the way, we've never seen a transgender woman medal in any Olympic sport in that time. And so this does seem to be bubbling up out of nowhere in kind of a reboot of the bathroom bill arguments that we saw in Texas in 2017. They are experts, right? They are experts in sport, which are about many things in addition to competition. And so if they have been achieving this balance for a number of years, I'm not sure why non-experts need to weigh in at this point. It's clear from their statement that they are pretty committed to making sure that everyone who participates, and that includes a tiny, tiny minority of transgender kids who may want to and get the benefits of participating from sport like any other kid. They want them to feel safe and treated with dignity and included. And they've also heard from student athletes about it. They had hundreds of student athletes write them a letter to the NCAA asking to make sure that all of them would feel safe and included wherever events are held.
Brian, we saw somewhat of a similar situation with Major League Baseball moving its All-Star game out of Georgia because of that state's voting laws. Do you think this trend among sports organizations is going to start to make an impact on state legislation?
Potentially, obviously we've seen, these efforts go back well before Georgia. I know that North Carolina had an issue with their bathroom bill, really caused them to reevaluate some of their sports actions. And look, we are all for an inclusive environment where individuals can participate. We just want to make sure, I think a lot of conservatives want to make sure that, individuals are not given an unfair advantage out on the field. This is something that, all these experts, they really don't, give the definitions of what that unfair advantage would be in sports. And I think that having a level playing field is important for everybody. This is an issue that I think is still evolving and I believe will be taken up at some point by the legislature.
Okay, Jessica, I'll give you the final thought on this issue.
Yeah, I mean, women and girls, I am one, I've got a daughter, have been asking for a long time for a level playing field in sports. This is not what we've asked for. We know the business community is very concerned about this, but not just, right? We know that it's in fact, support for non-discrimination is at an all-time high across Texans of both parties. And so this is a distraction that unfortunately is going to harm children in its wake.
Okay, we are going to have to leave it there. Jessica and Brian, thank you both very much for talking with us.
Thank you.